Yes, yes, yes. Once again, it is that day for health and wellness, longevity. It's a pleasure to be here. My name is Chase Steele Gray, joined by the powerful soldiers of Giovanni and Sorel. Right. Well, there you go. That's why I said it like that. And we oh, that was great. I've never seen you do anything like that. That was spectacular. Um, I think that this conversation today is very important. We have a lovely guest that is, I think she's always smiling, which is absolutely amazing. This concept of what is the difference between health span and lifespan? I want to read you a little bit of a bio about her because I want you to know about her and I want to get right into the conversation because it's a great one. About Miss Haleh Houshim. From the ashes of adversity, Haleh rebuilt her life with hope and strength. The fabric of her life was woven with challenges, from a devastating revolution to the trials of domestic violence, from the mystery of a chronic illness to the peak of becoming a two-time best-selling author. She is living proof that no matter the struggles, we can pull through it to become stronger, wiser, and more determined. She is on a mission to impact billions of lives by sharing the message that we can all live longer, stronger, and choose to live without limits. Haleh invites you to join her in this movement to redefine health on your terms. Embrace a future where every experience proves the power of persistence and brings the gift of optimal health. Your past does not define you. It no longer exists, but it prepares you to soar to new heights, claim the vibrant health we all deserve. Are you ready to be a part of the movement to create your own health destiny? Connect and make a lasting impact on this world and the universe around us. Welcome to the Daily Huddle, Haleh Houshim.
Thank you. Thank you.
Great to have you here. Great to have you here. Now, of course, because this is what I do, I did a deep dive on these concepts and got some great things into my brain about it. But I would like you to start out the conversation with just letting people know what is the difference. Like, just give us a little succinct definition of this health span versus lifespan.
Definitely. Thank you. Thank you so much for this platform. First of all, I am honored to be here. And thank you. The difference is health span, you add quality and quantity of health throughout your life. But with lifespan, it's just years to your life.
Just years.
Just
That's
years.
it.
That's it. You could be in diapers, you can be in a walker, and you could be in pain. But with the health span,
Right.
you age gracefully.
Right. The first question I'd like to ask you is it true that the lifespan has risen from what it was before? Is that a truth?
Yes, it is true. Yes.
It is true. I thought that was really interesting when I read that.
Yes. And we can age to a long, long period of time.
Mm-hmm.
That is if you want to, because it's just the programming.
Right.
And
Right.
it's been kept from us.
It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. So as I research about things with the mind, I read a lot of books on the brain. I have books on the brain and on mentality and so on and so forth. How does a concept, let's say, neuroplasticity, how does that connect to? Have you studied that, and do you put that together, or is that something completely different where we are able to change the way we are thinking, therefore, to live longer?
That's a great question. On the subconscious level, there's a lot that happens on a cellular level. I've also studied quantum cell resonance quantum healing, which I'm certified in. And that was actually one of the methods that was very strongly to get me out of bed when I was bedridden and I couldn't even move or go to the restroom.
Mm-hmm.
So I used that technique, and through the years, that was 2011. And through the years, I've been practicing that technique. And it is amazing because it's all on the subconscious level, because that's very, very powerful. People have to know it because they can blame old age, or they can blame it on a lot of genetics, a lot of stuff, but it's cell resonance quantum healing.
Quantum healing.
It's all on the subconscious level, yes.
Right. So would you say, just correct me if I'm wrong,
Yes.
I do some things like this, but would you say that it has to do with speaking to yourself in the last 15 to 20 minutes before you go to sleep so that your mind has momentum going into sleep as well as when you're coming out of sleep to begin the first sentences of the day with a particular platform? Would you say that that's correct?
Absolutely. But to make it stronger, it's not just saying it, but really feeling it and
Right,
visualizing, like literally be there with all your senses, because
right,
saying it alone does not help. You got to really want it and really be in that presence. And yes, to practice that. Matter of fact, I practice that like every morning.
right,
And part of my like brushing your teeth, I do it every morning and every night. I practice what I want to create every morning as I get up and before bed.
right. Because as we know, the mind has no idea of the difference between reality and what we're thinking about. And it
Right
brings
on.
me back to when I was in my early teens, maybe even younger. I don't know if you've had this experience, but where you go to a place like I think it was Epcot Center, and they bring you inside of a place and you sit down flat on the ground like 50 people, and all the lights go out, and all of a sudden you're on the Baja terrain on the Jeep. Oh my God, I'm skydiving. Oh shoot, I'm on a jet ski. Da 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 da. I'm like,
Right.
whoa, like this, and then the lights come on, and I'm dizzy, and I'm like, all I was doing was sitting here. I became so engaged in every one of those activities. I thought I was doing it, and my body responded in kind. I will never forget that. That was one of my first realizations of how this mechanism can work. We were sitting on the ground. We never left anywhere. I was amazed by that. Really.
Yes, isn't it amazing? It's like we basically create our universe. And I always say we are the master creator, and you are gods and goddesses the moment you open your eyes, and you are creating the
Right.
moment you open your eyes. Yes.
Can you give me an example in your life, preferably the first time you felt that you had this, like I know what it is for me when I manifested something, I was like, whoa. When did you have the experience where you knew, wait a minute, I can control this? Were you at a point where you were sick, or was it what was happening around that time?
Yes. So this started with me at age 7. That's why I always say I had the knowing, the vision, you can live up to 200 plus years in optimal health. So one day, so yeah, that's my vision and knowing. And I always said they're hiding something from us. So I always came to this world in my own universe or ship, whatever you want to call. And I always felt different. I was always the black sheep, and I always didn't feel like I fit in. So we went to, with my family at a young age, at age 7, we went to a park. And I was looking at people being in pain or uncomfortable or old. And I was always in my imagination, visionary world. And I said, that is not right. They're hiding something. It's not that way. They should not be in pain. So I felt that in my gut at a young age, like it was different. Like this is not where I belong. This is not the world I belong in.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when I knew.
um, Without actually asking your age, where you are right now in your life, how you feel, do you feel when people say, if someone asks you a question that is related somewhat to your age, do you feel compelled to answer in a younger way? Is that your normal flow of like, because I feel like society has a thing about, oh, she's in her 30s. She doesn't know. Or, oh, she's in her 50s. She can't do that. Or, oh, 20 something. Oh, you know nothing. Like everybody has a category for a certain part of our lives. By the time you're 42, you should have had that done. Stuff like that. How does
Right.
that affect you?
Absolutely. I love this question because you just nailed it for me. At a young age, I remember my mom didn't want me to call her mom because she didn't want to reveal her age. And as loving and beautiful as she was, um, and she is my best friend and like my sister. I was totally the opposite. So I don't mind to let everyone know the age wise is only a number. It
Right.
does not matter to me. It's what you become. I'm 54 and I feel like a teenager and the energy vibrant and always flowing. I'm always like high energy and
Yeah.
and that energy is so strong. And sometimes people just like, take a breath, calm down. But that is me. I'm like, boom, high energy going. And just to let you know, I only slept like 2 hours, although sleep is highly important. But I'm here. Yes.
Yeah, I remember years ago, Tony Robbins was talking about sleeping, and he was like, "I don't sleep. I have a hard time sleeping. Whatever." And I'm thinking, this guy's using his voice. He's traveling around the world. He's going, "Whatever. What do you mean you don't sleep? What do you mean?" It's like that is a different relationship with different people. And I also feel like, uh, when we were talking about age and so on and so forth, how do we know? We've never been at the age we are. How do people feel like they can talk about it? You just arrived. There you go. You're 42. All right. How do you feel? You feel how you feel, right? You create that within yourself. I don't even like talking to people about age because everybody seems to have a specific, hey, you met this guy. Hey, how is he? He's good. How old is he? Uh, whatever they say. So, um, you were saying, I think when I had spoken to you at another time, I always like to speak to people about certain books that were pivotal in their journey, no matter what we're talking about. In this particular instance, there are some really great books on this topic that are available to everyone. What what is one or two of the books that speak to this concept for you, either in health span or lifespan, kind of bridging the gap or counterpoint for the concept? Which one would you recommend?
Thank you. There's so many books. I grew
So
up
many,
with
I know.
books, and books are my best friend. And matter of fact, at a young age, I was reading a Farsi, Persian
Oh,
book that uh, my dad was a big influence in me in my reading, because he also was big in reading. And so I began to read and write my own language. And the book is a Persian book that I started with, which is very scientific and difficult. And my dad started me at a young age with that book, and everyone was amazed that I can read and write in my own language.
mm,
And I remember he wanted me to always, always write the greeting cards in Farsi, to never forget that language. So
mm,
I continued with that. And he's inspired with us on Mother's Day of May 2020. And I still kept that promise to him. So
right.
when the occasions and the birthdays come around, I still get a card and write it in Farsi.
Mhm.
So that was my first book that I recommend. It's very scientific, but it's in a different language, so not many people know that. But that was a huge influence in my life, starting out with that scientific book. And as I grew older, he introduced me to a magazine, Popular Science,
Oh, popular science, yeah.
and that was my go-to magazine. And ever since till his last day, I remember that the last subscription that he was ordering, and then he crossed over. But it was interesting that how he crossed over with him requesting the last magazine of the Popular Science. So
Right.
that is my thing. But throughout, I've been with the amazing visionaries and greatest minds, and reading all of the books, which I love. As we all know, Napoleon Hill's, that is a big influence. But what has been a big change also, I would say, You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay.
Ah, that's a great book. Yeah, I know about that one. Yeah.
I love that because what she has taught me, I used to hate myself, not like the way I look. Going to Beverly High and being raised in that community was totally the opposite of my spirit and my wanting. So her and Dr. Wayne Dyer,
Mm,
also the book I Can See Now. So those were big, huge books that I highly recommend. I recommend Louise Hay because everything, even health, starts from within you. If you don't love yourself and you're not happy with yourself, all sorts of health issues will come. So
Yeah.
everything, the root of everything is your feelings, your emotion. That even a simple cough, a simple cold, a simple cut, it's all related on the subconscious level. Um,
Right, absolutely.
health.
Um,
Yes,
Two quick questions.
yes,
Number one, can you tell us about your books and where you can get them? Um, and
definitely.
and secondly, the first book that you discussed, was it ever translated to English or
No,
Spanish? No.
you know what? That's a great question. I haven't looked into it. I will look into it and we'll keep you
What's the
posted.
name of it?
It's okay, you ready? It sounds different. It's called Danish Mand.
Donish Mand.
Mand. That was like back in the day, so I don't know if there's
All
a
right,
new
no
version.
problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about your books.
Thank you so much. First, I co-authored this book. You can overcome anything. And
Nice.
Cesar Espino is the author. And each one of these people on here, I was deeply touched because I got to meet them and get to know them, and their stories were very, very empowering and inspiring from where they were and where they are now. So that was, I share chapter 7 in here, and it's basically how I was bedridden for 3 months and how I got up without any meds. Although they did give me the labels of autoimmune, Hashimoto, chronic fatigue, and chronic pain. And when I got that label, I was athletic, fit. I even had a six pack, and I was happy, positive, and everything. So on the subconscious level, just tell you briefly, because I was in corporate. That was not where I belonged, with high demand jobs. And the subconscious mind doesn't forget. I was in the cancer center for 14 years as well. So it went totally against what I
Wow.
believe.
Wow.
That's talking about the subconscious. Although I was making a difference in their lives, positive and happy. So that's
Excellent.
that's
Um,
about that book. Yes.
well, it's great. Just for clarity, the book
Yes.
that you just held up, is that like kind of like a compilation, like a chicken soup for the soul kind of concept with different stories from different people?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
And
Yes.
this is a book that you gathered all these stories together, or you're in that book?
I'm in one of the
Ah,
chapters. Yes. They're
just
all
making
individuals. Yes. Yes.
just making sure. That's great. That's a
Yeah.
great concept. Wow. Okay, you
Thank
have another one?
Yes, and they can get this on from me, this one.
Right. Okay.
I'll I'll give this one to them.
Okay.
And this one, which is You Are the Universe, the Master Creator.
Ah, okay.
So this is very easy read. I made it easy, and it's like a workbook, and it's about the person that's reading it. They create their own universe. And this is very dear to my heart because my dad downloaded this in me and it just flew. And I wrote
Wow.
yeah, so the universe needed to hear this message. And this they can get on Amazon.
Perfect. That's a nice little QR code you got up there in the left. It's very snazzy. I like that. It's impressive. Um,
Thank you.
what I just forgot what I was going to ask you. Oh, um, just out of curiosity, do you have children?
I have no children.
Oh,
No,
okay.
I
I was
don't.
going to say something and I couldn't remember if. Okay, no problem. Um,
No.
so I'm glad that you brought up those books, and that's really powerful. I have both of them written down. Is there anything personally that you're reading right now outside of all of this?
Yes, with Motivation Master of mine, Brother Stan, we're reading the Cyper. Oh my God. Mastermind Stan, Brother Stan, help me here.
Psycho-Cybernetics by Dr.
Yes.
Maxwell Maltz.
Cycle Cybernetics. Yes, I remember now. Okay. Yes,
And,
yes, yes.
and the funny thing is, Dr. Wayne Dyer gave me that book when I didn't love myself and I hated the way I looked. So that was gifted, and I am so blessed that we're reading it, and it's a refresher and reminder of that book. Thank
Amazing. what a blessing that you got to meet him. I loved his book, Your Erroneous Zones, when I first heard about him. I've read his books. Anyhow, we'd love to bring a question or two in if anyone has anything to ask. This is such a great topic. I wish we had another half hour. This really a lot of things are moving around in my head. Anyone at all have a question?
Master class. Can you talk about the master class on Friday?
Oh, thank you, Coach L. Yes, both me and Coach L, the laser coach and relationship life coach, we're going to have our master class this Friday, and it's our first master class that we're stepping in and doing this empowering master class, and we would love to invite everyone to this Friday. Thank you for the reminder, Coach L.
They'll just connect with you on your Facebook. You have the information there?
Put it in
Yeah.
the chat.
I can put the link in the chat, and if Coach L, do you have the link? You can drop it in, please.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
I just like to say that it's such a blessing having Mastermind Haleh be a part of the Motivation Readers Mastermind Network. She is really,
Absolutely.
really such an asset there. Just you can see the kind of spirit she has, the
Yeah.
kind of smile she has done. And she and Mastermind Harumi, they're infectious.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, they really are. Their enthusiasm, their love is infectious, and you can see how what she is doing is a part of her life, how it's just in her.
Right.
So I just thank her for what she's doing and the gift that she is. And Mastermind L, thank you so much. By the way, both of them are going to be on tonight on our program called The Open Mind. And it's also on Facebook Live at Motivation Readers Mastermind Network. The two of them, Coach L and Mastermind Haleh, will be on tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Excellent. Excellent. I love it. I love it. I love the camaraderie. Gio.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. One of the things that I'm getting from the conversation today is this way of looking at life and looking at oneself. You know, I'm going to speak for myself. So there is a way to look at my life and then a way to look at myself as the possibility of the genetic creator of my life. So it's like that's kind of what is showing up for me as you're speaking, Haleh, and certainly you are a testimony to that, right? How you found a way to create yourself genetically in some degree, and so I can't say I don't believe you because this is your story, right? But so I find it fascinating how, and I think you have pointed to it, but I want to ask again, how do you see, how does Haleh sees her body? How do you see your body to be able to create yourself in a regular way, in a regular basis that way?
Thank you so much. Oh my God, that is I love the way you worded that question, and thank you for all the acknowledgments as well. And I also want to, with the space that I have, I also wanted to have a chance to say thank you, Mastermind, Brother Stan, for the acknowledgments. I'm honored, and the feeling is mutual. So back to the question. The question is, I don't see, I feel. I feel every breath, every moment as a new, clean slate. Like there is nothing that is before us. The way I look at it, I look at the past is just an illusion. It does not exist. And the future is also an illusion. It has not happened. So the moment we are here, it's this body that we're in, this vessel that we are in, experiencing what we want to create and what we're experiencing on this universe. So you choose whatever feeling you want to feel, and it's up to you. So I highly recommend everyone to just be at their highest joy, highest excitement, highest inspiration, and move from that space. No matter what, everything will flow to you when you're in that frequency, because all we are is frequency. We're nothing but frequency. And I remember my dad always scientifically explained the human body and electricity and who we are. So that's all we are. We're frequency, and you're the creator. So you choose how you want to be. It's like, when a lot of people, when there's a puppy, they're just so happy, or the cute baby, they're in that joy. You're not even thinking, because the thoughts are not even yours. They're given to you on the subconscious level. I know it's very deep and it can get, some people will get it and some people will not, but that's where I come from. Thank you.
Well, that's effing fascinating. I can't even say a bad word in front of you. That is beautiful. I just, sorry, Chase, I just want to recreate what Haleh said so I don't forget it. And I just really loved it. So you said, I don't think, I feel. That in itself was confronting in a powerful way. And how do I choose? How do I get to choose every moment, every breath as my highest expression of joy? That's insane. I don't know how to do that, but I'm going to play that game. So thank you, Haleh. Thank you.
My
Thank
pleasure.
you.
I honor it.
Excellent, excellent. I'm sorry that I didn't want to miss Michelle. If you want to come back on and ask your question, if you're still here, I would love to hear from you. I saw the hand up and now it's gone.
Good morning.
There we go.
Good
How are you?
Good morning, family. Thank you, Mastermind Haleh, for being here and sharing with us. I have a question. You mentioned about going before you go to bed and when you wake up in the morning, a process. Can you and do you set an intention with that process for that day? So if you're going to bed and you do a process, and is that setting your intention for the following day, and in the morning again you start your day with with a thought or visualization along the same as you left off before going to bed, with an intention behind it for that particular day or for your life in general?
Got it. Thank you, Mastermind Sister Michelle. I will clarify that question. So the intentions I'm talking about, I start with John Maxwell. I have learned this from him. So you set like 5 intentions that you want to create for that day. So it's basically for the day. You write it, and this is what I do. I write it down, okay? And I visualize it already done, and it's already happened. You already feel it. And then you go ahead, during your day with that feeling. And then in the evening, you check that thing, the sheet of paper, whatever note that you have written, okay? You read it out loud and to see if it have accomplished that. You read it to see if you have accomplished what you have set your intention. And if you have not, that is a great point. You never criticize yourself. Know that it is done. Feel it that it's done and continue moving forward. What I do, I put it under my pillow. That's on the subconscious level. So as soon as I get up, I read that. And before I go to bed, I read it. And it's always under the pillow. And if you don't use a pillow, like myself that I don't, you put it right next to you.
Okay, thank you.
Of course.
I will try that. I will do it.
You I already see it done. You got it.
Okay, starting tonight, I will do it.
Right.
Keep me posted. Thank you.
Excellent. That's great. That was a really great gem to end on. So much good wisdom. I hope people had their pens out today, wrote down some stuff like I did, because it's really a lot of great gems, and I appreciate you. Would you like to say something in closing before we close out?
Thank you. My closing is just remember you are unlimited and you're the most powerful technology that there ever exists. So with that, I am done and complete. And also remember, you are the universe, you are the master creator. And I love you guys and thank you. Mwah.
You just reminded me of something when you said that. Isn't there a song that you are the universe? Who sings that? I have to figure out who sings that. I'll send it to you.
You know,
There's-
yes, I would
yeah,
love
there's a
that.
song.
Yes, thank you.
Anyhow, thank you all for joining us today. As always, we leave with our favorite tenets that we just keep them right in the front of our mind and help us to move through the day. First of all, love, love, love bigger than you've done before. It will do you no harm, I promise. Move the body. Move the body as much as you possibly can each and every day. Give of yourself, give of your spirit, give all your material things away. My dad used to tell me when I was younger, give away all the stuff you love. It'll do you no harm. And now I get it. I get it now, right? Also, sleep, get to sleep. The sleep is so important to get more sleep. Whatever you're doing now, expand that to the best of your ability. Also, plant-based. We always talk about plant-based eating. Even people who don't want to be plant-based, just give it a shot for a couple days, you know? Just go completely green for 2 or 3 days in a week. Use a friend as an accountability partner. Who knows? Just give it a shot. And of course, challenge your assumptions. Please do not believe what your brain is telling you sometimes. We get ourselves into trouble, and we know we do. We know we do, right? Always check yourself before you wreck yourself. It is so, so important. It's been a grand pleasure to be here with you today. I'm Chase Still Gray with Sorel Keton and Giovanni Gonzalez. Thank you, Haleh. It's been a pleasure. And yo, let's get it.
Beautiful, Mastermind Haleh. Beautiful, everyone. Thank you
for having
Daily
me.
Huddle
Thank you
family.
so much.
Beautiful.
Excellent job. Thank
Yeah,
you.
beautiful.
Haleh, thank you.